In the news today, the historic first result of the new grade 12 advanced level exams for qualification recognized worldwide set a good standard for their successors. Also in today's show, Swapo president must not endorse successor. LPM wants $5 billion Namibian for agriculture, and sentencing of northern businessmen accused of rape set for tomorrow. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this Thursday edition of NMH at 1. My name is Glenora Shipura, and I'll be bringing you the current news and headlines. Moving on to our video news from around the country. In our first video, a legal team is hard at work preparing a Supreme Court appeal that many hope will result in the historic overturning of a 20-year-old judgment that government has long wielded as justification for refusing to recognize same-sex marriages under the Immigration Act. Yana Marie Smith spoke to activist Omar van Rienen on the issue. To have a look.
On 20 January, a much-anticipated full bench of High Court judges dismissed an disappointing to the couples and their legal teams. The judgment was severely critical of a 20-year-old Supreme Court judgment, the Frank ruling. This judgment has for 2 decades been used by Namibia's immigration authorities in their stance against recognizing same-sex marriages concluded outside of the country. Many are confident that despite the High Court setback, the ruling could help boost chances of a successful appeal at the Supreme Court.
I believe that the High Court's verdict was so strong on the Constitution, was so progressive on Article 10, and basically declared that Article 10 prohibits discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation, gives us good standing in the Supreme Court, and we have no doubt that justice will prevail. It is high time that the Supreme Court settles this Frank issue, right? The Frank verdict has been used by the government and some church groups as a license to discriminate, to say that homosexuals and the LGBTQ community aren't welcome or recognized by law in the Namibian society, which is also not right. And it is also the responsibility and the obligation of the Supreme Court.
In the sense that
okay, this is what Namibians feel. And they also noted that since Parliament or no other political parties or members of Parliament opposed what the President and the Home Affairs Minister were doing, that basically that's how the entire population of Namibians feel, which is wrong. It's not factual or substantial evidence to use in a value judgment approach. And in the second issue of procreation, the Supreme Court basically said that homosexuals or LGBTQ persons aren't entitled to Article 14, which is the right to found a family or the right to be seen as a family, simply because we cannot procreate. We celebrate the High Court for upholding the Constitution, but it's high time that our elected representatives do the same and not give each other a license to discriminate. Have the oppressed, those liberators who fought for our freedom, who have political power now, become the very oppressors themselves? And if so, that's shameful. These are folks that literally have written our Constitution. They were the ones that said that this is a born-free republic and that everybody's rights will be indispensable for freedom, liberty, and justice. But freedom for who? Liberty for who? Now these liberators, these framers of the Constitution, who are still in Parliament, are walking back on their words just to continue to suppress the LGBTQ community and take away their humanity.
What an interesting take. Moving on to our second and final video for the day. Traditional top-performing school St. Boniface College didn't perform as well as usual. Here, Principal Dr. Rosalind Sebastian reacts to the just-announced advanced subsidiary level examination result. She spoke to Kenya Kambowe. To have a look.
The result for St. Boniface College, I'm satisfactory with our result because our learners, we have the pass rate 100%. The individual results are very good. Unfortunately, we are not reaching the top 10 performers, but I can say that the top 10 performers not define the quality of education in one school. Our learners performed well in the midst of this pandemic. I think St. Boniface College affected very badly last year. Almost 2 months we closed our school without teaching. Maybe this is the reason, this is one of the reason. Another one, the AS level is a new curriculum. The learners as well as the teachers, they have no idea about how is the question paper, how we will prepare the learners and all. But all these challenges, in the midst of all these challenges, we did our level best. We don't know what will happen the next time, is clear. Still we are working hard, still we are doing what we are doing. There is no, what I can say that, I cannot assure you that next year we will be the top performers in the country. We are trying for that.
We'll be having a look at our front page news, but not before we go for a quick commercial break. And now let's have a look at our front page news. First up, according to Namibian Sun, Swapo party veteran Helmut Angula has denounced the party's old tradition, which has seen outgoing party presidents nominate their preferred successors, saying the move does not bode well with the ideals of the party. Republican reports that the historic first result of the new grade 12 advanced level exams for qualification recognized worldwide set a good standard for their successors. According to Allgemeine Zeitung, while a dispute between northern councillors has already derailed 2 inauguration ceremonies, Grootfontein residents say they are neglecting and abandoning the city. The Namibian reports that more than 50% of the first advanced subsidiary level examination candidates of 2021 achieved grades between A and C, while only 7.7% of the pupils were ungraded. New Era reports that the Landless People's Movement has proposed a 5 billion Namibian dollars per year to be injected into the agriculture sector as part of the plan to create jobs and rebuild the country's economy post-COVID-19. And now we'll go for a quick commercial break before we look at what's inside the country's pages.